We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we record this podcast, the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening today.
Trigger warning for this episode, we discuss adult themes, body image, diet culture, and it contains some coarse language, so please be aware if you have little ears around.
Hello and welcome to Life Academy. I am your host, Alicia Bannett, and today our beautiful girl Dee is unfortunately away. She's sick. She's ended up in hospital. So our co-host for today is also our wonderful guest. Her name is Cleo. Actually, do you know what? What's your last name these days, Cleo?
I kept it, Massey.
You kept Massey,
didn't
Cleo
change.
Massey.
Yes.
Welcome, my beautiful girl. I'm so excited to have you here. You are an actress. You are the creator of this incredible company called Pass Around the Smile, which I have been obsessed with since its birth. You're an absolute visionary. You have your own podcast. You're just this full entrepreneur, and I am so excited to have you here. Also H2O alum, which is very excited. I'm sure there's plenty of our listeners out there who are going to be thrilled to have you on. How are you and welcome?
What an intro. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm great. I'm happy to be here. And I'm just, you know what? As soon as you started introducing me and you started with actress, and that's what I used to do all the time when people would be like, who is Cleo? Tell us a bit about yourself. I'd be like, oh, well, you know, I'm an actor and then I'm this and then I'm that and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And recently it's just changed so much for me.
Yeah.
And do you know personally for me how freeing that is? And how
Yes.
I never thought that would be the way. But actress, it's just not at the top for me anymore.
I love
And
that.
I just thought that was interesting to start off with.
And do you know what else you are? You're an
What?
incredible mum to your beautiful girl who is the cutest thing I've ever seen.
She's delicious. She's so squishy. I'm obsessed.
She's absolutely super
How good is
squishy.
being a girl mum?
It's really amazing. And I'm just really excited as well. I saw recently that your beautiful daughter, her name's Indigo, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, she's just started doing dancing. Is that right? Or you got her first tutu?
I got her first tutu.
Yeah, very sweet.
Yeah,
That's a
and-
special moment.
Oh, the face on her. Like she was just so proud. And like Luke was on his way home. So I was like, you know, Daddy's on his way home. And her face when he walked up the stairs, like she was just like,
Oh my God.
look at me, Daddy.
Oh,
like I'm in a tutu.
bless
And
her.
he lost his mind. And it was just such a beautiful moment. And yeah,
Oh.
I'm just obsessed with her.
I'm also obsessed with her.
I'm obsessed with Isla. So.
I know. Me too. So also we usually start off our episodes with just talking about what the past week has been like for us. So how has your past week been?
You know, I feel like my past week has been chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've started meditating again.
Nice.
And that's pushing a little bit of the chaos away.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just starting to find my balance again as like a mum, as a human, as a business owner, as like who I want to be now. And
Yeah.
I'm only just this week, it's starting to fall into place after like, you know, a year and a half of, you know, Indigo's a year and a half now. So I feel like this last week has actually been a bit of a turning point.
Wow,
And
that
I'm
feels
just-
good.
Yeah, I'm kind of stepping into this new version of me that's just like, I'm sick of putting the pressure on myself. I mean, I'm saying this now. Watch me next week. I'll be like crying,
Digging yourself a
debilitated
hole.
with mum guilt.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like the last week has been a little bit chaotic, but then saved by a bit of meditation. It's been a bit of this, a bit of that. And now I'm just here and I'm just feeling grateful and calm. I think.
That's really good.
Yeah.
We love a bit of grateful.
Yeah,
and
we do
love
like
lots
gratitude.
of calm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want more of calm.
Yeah, a lot of calm. Actually, I had a really calm night last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I worked until about 9:30. I teach at a place called DHPC. I teach acting.
didn't know this.
It's lots of fun.
Oh.
And I had late classes last night in person. And so my mum offered to take Isla for a sleepover.
Oh, so
at my
you did
parents'
have a calm
place,
night.
and I had this sleep because once again, this was the second sleepover that she's had in maybe like 3 months. And the last time she had a sleepover, I had to get up super duper early to catch a plane the next morning. So this, I was like, I know that I get to sleep in. And bless Zach, once again, he was like, do you know what? you can sleep alone in the bed tonight. Because he sleeps
Zach.
like an asshole. He will roll and elbow me. Like, he will not have a clue that any of this is happening. But he's just like, he moves a lot. And he's like 6'2" and so yeah, there's a lot that goes on. So I wake up constantly when we're in bed together, and Isla's exactly the same. And he was like, you know what? You don't have to be kicked by Isla tonight. You also don't have to be kicked by me tonight. And I was like, bless you.
Oh, bless you. Good man.
And I slept. I'm not going to say I slept like a baby because babies sleep like shit.
Yeah, they really do. I don't like that saying anymore. I've learned that's not right.
But I slept so well, I don't think I moved.
Oh.
I reckon I woke up in the same position that I fell asleep in.
That
God, it
sounds
felt good.
beautiful.
Oh, it was good.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It really feels
Wow.
So, and that's the only thing that I can really think of in my past week that was like the biggest high that I had. Because I think, otherwise I've been full of PMS and just been a bit of a bitch. So
Yeah, PMS. Actually, my best friend just got these homeopathy drops for PMS.
Oh.
So I'll report back. Don't know if they worked yet, but like how good would that be if we could just drop
they
some
do
stuff
for
on our
it.
tongues and we're beautiful when we
Well, I would
not.
imagine they would work. We've had lots of conversations on this show about like hormones, what they're meant to do and what they don't do and what they can potentially do with help. And yeah, apparently PMS isn't meant to be a proper thing. Like your period isn't meant to get in the way of your life.
Well, cool. I'm glad they just figured that out. Could you help us?
Yeah.
Could you help us, please?
Yeah. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so I want to talk about your life and kind of where everyone, I suppose, would have known you from the beginning is H2O.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about it. How old were you when you auditioned for H2O?
I was 11.
Oh my God.
I know.
11 years old.
11
so you
years
were
old.
a bubby.
Yeah, I was a baby. I was
Yeah.
11 and then we wrapped when I was 16. So yeah.
And was H2O the first acting job you ever had?
I had like little extra jobs here and there, but nothing big. It was my first big acting job.
Yeah. What was the audition process like for you?
So the description, I remember being like, well, I'm just like, this is...
You're not right.
I just didn't feel right for
Yeah.
it. And it was a couple pages of script and I walked in and there was a room, like you know what it's like when you walk into an audition and they're lining this room, these beautiful girls with olive skin, dark, gorgeous hair, thick, flowing down their backs.
Yeah.
And I walk in this scrawny blonde burnt from the walk in to the studios. Just I walk in and I'm just feeling so out of place. And I'm guessing they had already cast beautiful Phoebe Tonkin.
Yes,
So they're looking for someone who looks like her as the sister. And we didn't know that Phoebe had been cast, but it's obvious now. Anyway, so I walk in, it was 2 pages of script. I did the audition. And when I walked out, I said to Mum, they had just told me if I get the role, I have to dye my hair black.
Oh.
And I'm 11
Yeah.
with really, really fair
Blonde hair.
That's terrifying. You don't
That
dye
is.
your hair when you're 11.
No.
What would everyone at school think? Like I was spiraling.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I don't want it. So it's not happening, And then 3 days later, we were in the car. I still remember where we were and Mum got the call and all I heard was her voice and she was like, oh, she got the role. That's amazing. And I'm in the back and I'm like, nah. I'm not doing it. I'm not dyeing my hair black. Like it's just so scary. And then I hear Mum say, and she doesn't have to dye her hair. And I'm like,
Oh.
okay. Maybe I'll have
be
the
something.
role. Let them know I'll have it. Maybe I'll think about it. Anyway, so I got the role and I was obviously like, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And turns out Phoebe Tonkin's real sister, Abby, kind of like she looks like me. So when I got the role, they actually said, well, Phoebe's real sister looks like you and that's pretty much like we loved what you did and then this matched up and
It all just worked.
it all just happened how it was meant to and I got the role at the ripe old age of 11.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And did you only have to audition once?
Yeah.
Whoa. For such a lead character on the show as well.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, which was amazing. But like I'm only just realizing this now that experience, I think that put some real false beliefs and understandings in my mind of what the film and television industry would be like.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, oh, you're right. Like I did 2 pages of script. I got the role. It was a beautiful experience on H2O. Like I had like similar to you and Dina on Dance Academy, like and similar teams working on the shows. The best introduction to the film and television industry a young girl could get.
Yeah.
And then, you know, entering, which I'm sure we'll get to, but entering the film and television world after that was like a slap in the face and a rude shock.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then you also, I swear it's your character in particular has like gone down in pop culture history. Is it you who says, no, Cleo?
Well, you know what? I actually don't even know. I don't actually think it's my character. But there was a video that Tyler Warwick did.
Yeah.
He's lovely. I ended up meeting him. But I think he's responsible for the resurgence of H2O that was obviously all over TikTok.
That was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And if I open my, you know, the other inbox in your DMs, it's just like voice messages from hundreds of people being like, oh, no, Cleo. But I think people also get confused and think it's me because my real name is Cleo.
Yeah.
But then there was bits where Kimmy, my character, obviously
Good old
said
Kimmy.
Kimmy. Bless her. She was a brat.
Yeah.
But bless her.
Fabulous character. How did you find, because usually when you're playing, I suppose, like the baddie on a television show, did you get any flack for that? How did you find fans responded? What was that like?
I was like completely cyberbullied. And I say cyberbullied because that's what it was back in the day.
Right.
It wasn't Instagram. It wasn't Facebook. Yeah. It was YouTube. So little clips of H2O would get uploaded to YouTube and I would tell mum and dad I'm going to do my homework, and I would sit and I would scroll through these comments, and Alicia, they were so nasty. Like, she's so fat, she's so ugly, she can't act, go and kill yourself, why are you alive? Why would you choose to play a character like Kim? There was a lot of like death threats.
Death threats?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Once I was in Coles, I'll never forget. And like, it must have been back in the day where you had notifications on, or I don't know, I can't remember how it worked. But this like girl was messaging me like, you should kill yourself. I can see you. Oh. And like, obviously she couldn't, but I'm in a public place.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking she can see me. Yeah. And she wants me dead
That's
for playing.
terrifying.
God forbid I played a little brat on a mermaid show. You know, like, I'm like, did these people think that like it's actually me? And even if it was actually me, I was just trying to find out they were mermaids. Like, there are worse things that people have done.
There are definitely worse things.
Yeah.
That's so intense. I'm so sorry that happened.
It was intense.
Wow. Did you tell your parents that was happening?
Yes. I would crawl into bed with mum and cry about it, which would have broken her heart as well.
Yeah.
And like, I was like probably 14, 15 at this stage, you know, I was like growing little boobies and I was getting pimples on my face and I like wasn't fitting in the clothes that wardrobe had for me, and I was like embarrassed because like makeup, you know, the makeup, like in the makeup truck, they were trying to cover my pimples and like whispering about it. I had to start wearing a bra. And all of these things were happening while I was getting these nasty comments, and while I knew that this show was being broadcast to like millions of people around the world. I think at that stage it was in over 120 countries. And because back then it was different, right? Like you didn't know. It wasn't like, oh yeah, this is on Netflix and it's had this many streams. It was so different back then.
Very different back then.
Yeah.
That's so hard. How did you get through those times? Were you depressed? How was your mental health? Like what was that like?
Honestly, back then, very lucky to say that I was absolutely fine. I was definitely upset and hurt by the comments, but because I had such a good family and such a good friendship group, they were there to always remind me that what I read wasn't true. Yeah. And I was one of those kids, I don't know if you were the same, but like I just feel like it's so different these days with the kids on TikTok. I was actually a kid. Like I was a proper kid having sleepovers with my girlfriends. We were not interested in boys. We were not interested in drinking early. I was an actual proper kid, and I'm so glad I was. Yeah. So during that time, like while of course I led a different childhood to a lot of other children, like I wasn't at school all the time, I was filming and I had this pressure of like doing homework and filming and showing up on set and going through all those changes in the public eye. But in saying that, mental health wise, I was absolutely okay during H2O. It was what came later.
Yeah.
And I think too, like similar to Dance Academy, I was very protected on that show. I felt very supported by all the cast and crew.
Yeah. It had a very good team. I think both shows, and they had very similar teams as well. So I think that's got a big thing to do with it. Like everyone wants to, those things are like a family.
Exactly.
So that feels really nice. I'm so glad that they were all very protective as well, and that's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think absolutely wild that there was so much bullying on YouTube. Like that's
YouTube.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's really huge.
Yeah.
I've read stuff recently, and mostly it's sort of on TikTok. Like Kat used to be such a loved character.
You were loved, yeah.
And now TikTok has found, I think, like this world where because Kat dated Christian, but Tara dated Christian, it's like Kat's the
You being
worst
targeted?
friend ever. And I was like, so interesting. That like so it's such a such a weird thing that she was always so loved, and then like
after all this time,
world,
people are like, wow.
Yeah.
It's a wild world.
A really wild world out there. But yeah, I think it's I don't know how I would have dealt with any kind of cyberbullying at such a young age. So I'm so glad that you were able to.
Yeah,
have
I was
that
very
grounded
supported.
Family. Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like now, having like TikTok and Instagram, it would have been so much worse.
Oh, no,
my
so
gosh.
much worse.
Ugh.
And then, so how old were you when you finished that?
I was 15, maybe just 16.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And what did you do after that? Did you kind of go back into auditioning for things? Did you focus on school and study? What happened after H2O finished?
Bit of both. I was in grade 11 when I finished. So I was like, I really want to just go to school every day and like not miss out on school and be with my friends and just be like a bit of a normal kid. However, the desire after coming out of H2O, having such an incredible experience to get more acting roles was so huge and kind of outweighed that. So I auditioned all through year 12 and just out of year 12, I got a role on a horror film, and that was my first introduction to the film and TV world outside of H2O's protective Little Mermaid bubble. Yeah.
Huge. And how was that?
It was interesting. It was, it was an independent film, and I'm not blaming them, and nothing crazy bad happened.
Yeah.
Nothing really bad happened. But just things like I was like a ghost, right? So I would get to set at really early in the morning, and they would tease my hair and so hard until like bits of my hair broke off. Then they would spray paint it red, even though like I kind of asked them not to, or what were they using? It didn't matter. They'd put fake blood in there. Bits of my hair was literally like snapping and falling off. Then they'd put these eye contacts in because as a ghost, I had these like crazy eyes, but they weren't fitted to my eyes. So they were so big and uncomfortable. They would stick these eye contacts in, and because they were white, I couldn't see. So I was like blind essentially on set. People would have to like feed me my lunch. And then they'd be like, "Oh, Cleo, do you want us to?" Sorry,
They wouldn't take them out?
no. Or they would say, "Do you want us to take them out?" But they hurt so much to take out and in that I was like, "Oh, just leave them." And I think that's when I started to give away my power. You know, at like I was
because you so
17.
desperately want to be on a set too that it's like I'll be such a people pleaser and like so
Exactly.
easy to work with. Like you want to have that the reputation of like being easy to work with so that you can get more work and
Exactly. And that just makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Because there are so many of us that do it or that have done it. And because we want the roles, and as an actor, as you know, you need that validation and you have to be liked and you have to get the approval to get the role and to stay in the role. So I gave away my power, like I said, and I did all these things, and I was working late. I was literally driving home. I just had got my license, and my eyes were scratched from the contacts. I couldn't hardly see as I was driving. So that I guess I left that set feeling a little bit disrespected.
Yeah.
But I swept it under the rug because I wanted to be an actor, and it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And then that just kept on, and I think that role had a lot to do with how my personality was shaped going through the industry for the next 10 or so years.
Yeah, wow.
And it's crazy that it was just such a small role, and I thought it meant nothing at the time. And I was like, oh, that was fine. It was a bit of an annoying role, but it actually created some deep some deep stuff that I would later work through in psychology.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So then you did that. You graduated from high school. And how old were you when you first went to LA?
Oh, God. I would have been like maybe 23 or 24.
Yeah, okay.
Even 25. Gosh, I'm so bad at remembering. You know those like elderly people who were like, in 1944, I went to this fair, and in 1966, I'm so bad. Like, I can't
Not
even
good with
remember. I don't know.
numbers, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
when did
yeah.
I get married? I'm not sure. I'm joking, but
Love that
anyway,
for
am I? No, but I'm pretty sure I was 24.
Yeah, okay.
And so there was that time where I graduated high school and I was like, I'm so ready, like, to give this my everything. Like, all of my money, all of my time, all of my energy went to becoming this successful actress that I was so desperate to be.
Yeah.
And I put everything into it. And because I live on the Gold Coast, I was flying down to Sydney so much for auditions.
Yeah.
I was doing every acting class I could. I started spending my money on trying to get the acting visas in LA. So very quickly, my H2O savings just went. So then I, had to start working at Boost Juice and cafes and clothing stores, and the fans would come in.
Yeah.
And
It's interesting when that happens, isn't it?
Oh, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like, did you do the same?
I worked at Hoyt's, a movie theatre. Hoyts.
Okay. At least it's kind of aligned, right?
Sort of ish aligned, but it definitely was something, it was an interesting thing. I also ended up working, I was picking and packing in a warehouse, and there was I had lots of, different little jobs.
Yeah.
I've worked also as like a receptionist and just little things, but everywhere I went, people recognized me, and it feels...
just defeating,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And like, I guess you're the same with Dance Academy. The fan base, they're primarily young, and I'm sure they mean well. But like, I don't know if you had the same experience, but I would have these fans come in and they'd be like, aren't you Kim? Like, why are you working at Boost Juice? Or like, why are you serving me coffee? Aren't you an actor? Like, don't you have another role? Are you still auditioning? What are you working on now? And I'm like screaming in my head going like, I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying so damn hard.
Desperately trying.
Desperately auditioning like sometimes 3, sometimes 5 times a week to be slapped in the face every time. Like, and it just started to get me down. Like, it just slowly but surely just started taking pieces of me away, I think. And then it kind of did come to that point where I was like, all right, it's not working here. I got tiny little roles here and there. And I was manifesting so damn hard. And I think that's what hurt me the most was manifestation, the law of attraction, what I believe in so much. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
I understand now why it wasn't working. It wasn't the law of attraction. It was me. Spoiler alert. But then, I went to LA, and then, it was even harder.
Yeah. And so for the first, I think we absolutely knew of each other. In fact, I'm pretty sure I met your mum first before I met you, and I worked with your beautiful mum, Anna.
Yes.
Before I met you in person. And I think I remember, her like connecting us, being like, you're both in LA, like catch up.
Yeah.
And I remember catching up with you. We went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, the bread.
The bread, the cake, the food, just all of it. And I remember sitting there with you, and instead of, there was a lot of conversations that people always had when they'd catch up in LA, and like, it's just, there's so much bullshit that would come with it. And I remember how real our conversation ended up being, because we ended up just bitching about our lives in LA. Well, not bitching, I should say venting.
Venting about the industry, and we just couldn't believe what went on and what was okay.
Yeah. So sad, so desperate. Like, it was really, and as sad as it was really nice to find someone who would like just totally saw and understood everything that I was going through. And it was just, it was, it felt a little bit special and magical, where I was like, oh, okay, this feels like the right time to find someone like this. It was really, really lovely to be able to just, like open my heart a little bit to actually saying, you know what, this sucks. And like, I love it so badly. Why doesn't it love me?
Yes.
And it was so hard because I think we were both auditioning constantly and putting so much work into it. I always used to think with the auditions that I would get, like I would manifest. I would picture myself in these roles hardcore, and I'd be like, this is my world now. And like everything that manifesting tells you to do, I was doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why not? I'm perfect for this role. This is mine. It is me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, why isn't this happening? Why is it not happening? I think I remember we were talking as well about, spirituality and getting readings and, being told we're going to get jobs at this point
close.
And it's close, it's coming, and it just being like, when the fuck is it going to come? Like, you're giving me dates and you're telling me this is going to happen and it's not happening. So I think we both just felt really let down by our own spirituality as well.
Yes.
So that was
the worst bit for me. Anyway,
Yeah.
it was like, and we both like believed in it,
yeah.
and to not have that. Because spirituality, brings so much hope. And we had that hope with that. And then it was like we were just helpless because we weren't getting that either.
Yeah.
But like as you said, like it was just such a refreshing conversation. And I feel like the universe brought us together. Well, Mum did basically. It was like, catch up. You're
Yes.
both depressed in LA. Please catch up. But it was just so refreshing to have that conversation and to open up to each other and just be
It
like,
was. What the fuck is happening? And then so it wasn't too long after that. I remember that I think you were home and I saw you post about like your blogs that you were doing, which was called Pass Around the Smile. So how did Pass Around the Smile come to be?
It was 2015 and I was just feeling like helpless. I was craving that hope I was talking about. I just wanted to be hopeful because I had no hope left. Like I started when I came back from LA, I think the first time I started sleeping in on purpose so I'd have less of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Because I just felt so unfulfilled.
Yeah.
And like I remember I'd ask my mum, can I please take Joey to school today just so I can feel fulfilled?
Yeah.
So I can do something that matters. Like because and you know what it feels like when you're trying so hard, and this doesn't go for just acting. With anything that anyone wants to do, you're trying so hard to do something and it's not working. It's just a really helpless feeling, hey? And you just feel so damn unfulfilled.
It brings me back to that. Like I just used to wake up and be like, can I just go back to sleep? I just want to sleep through the day. I don't want to feel this. I don't want to that was horrible. I remember that so
it's making me feel like my tummy is like feeling really sad right now.
Yeah.
But it
was a
real.
sad time, isn't it? Because and it's such a hard thing to feel so sad about something that you love so much.
Yeah.
So sorry, please continue the birth of Pass Around the Smile.
Oh yeah, that's right. I was like, where were we? Well, yeah, so I was just feeling like, crap really, sick of being slapped in the face. And for so many years prior to this moment, it's like the universe was sending me all these signs. And like when I say universe, it's just like an energy I believe in. And I was getting these signs to just do more, to be more, to branch out. And I would do what I called back then my angel cards all the time. Like Mum had like 7 sets and I'd slowly but surely steal all of them.
Yeah.
And every single time I do these cards, they would say speaker, spiritual healer, and writer every time. And then I'd shuffle again and be like, it's not what I want to hear. They'd come out again. They'd fly out of the deck. And I was like, what the hell? Like, this is not what I want to hear. I want to get like
I'm a performer.
Like claps, audience, new beginnings. It's happening. Like, tell me my dreams are coming.
Yeah.
And the universe was just like, Cleo, wake up and listen. And I wouldn't for so long because I was so stuck in fear. And I thought that if I gave attention to anything outside of acting, it meant that I was giving up.
Yeah.
But I just got to this point where I was like, okay, all right, something's not working. And I really enjoyed learning about the law of attraction and meditation and spirituality and journaling and self-doubt and what it can do to our minds and, the chemistry in our brain, like just everything. It just fascinated me. And outside of acting, it was the only thing that I was enjoying. And I was like, okay, I need to, my primary focus here was I need to understand everything there is about the law of attraction so I can manifest this role, this big role that's going to change everything for me. So I'm going to start this blog. I'm going to call it Pass Around the Smile, and I'm going to write about these topics mainly selfishly to help myself.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely, people started reading it and resonating from what I was writing. And again, I was writing because the cards told me to write, and it felt good. And I think one thing that I should say though was like when I was doing it, yeah, it was a little hobby. It was a bit exciting, whatever, but it wasn't that big refreshing break that I was waiting for everything to like fall into place and make sense. It wasn't that. It wasn't that at the start at all. I was willing to give it up like that. Yeah. When I manifested my role, I'd piss pass around the smile right off.
100%.
It's a different story now. But so slowly but surely people started to read and it felt really good. And then it wasn't until 2018, so 3 years later, when I got contacted to speak at this women's event. And this lady was like, can you speak your blog? Like, I love what you write about. Can you speak to an audience about it? And I was like, oh, okay. And I went and I did it and it was like, boom, like this. It was passion. It was what I felt on the set of H2O, and it happened again. It was that level of passion. I remember driving home from Brisbane with my mum and my friend being like, I think I've just found not my calling, because I was still not ready to give up acting. That was when I was back and forth in LA, still auditioning all the time.
Yeah.
But my God, it was so refreshing to find another passion that I never, ever, ever thought was possible for me, because I was so laser focused on one goal. And that's why I wasn't manifesting it, because I was so attached to one thing that I thought was right for me, but it was actually so wrong for me for so many reasons.
Yeah. So I love that. And I think it's been a very similar kind of journey in the sense of like my manifestations with trying to get any kind of an acting role, and just now knowing like how attached I was to it. I mean, I'm still in this position where like I still very much want to act. I still very much, like I don't have career-wise, I think like anything that's taken off yet that I've felt like, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm excited by this podcast because I think it could be something where it feels like, here we go. The more we start to connect to our listeners, that gives me a little tickle somewhere, and I'm like,
this feels something.
Yeah,
it's
it
like
feels
a passion.
really nice. Yeah. It's been so fun, like when we're connecting with any of our listeners on the Facebook page or Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, or even YouTube as well. That's something like once I have that connection where I see that there's like, I'm making people feel something, or there's an effect on someone, like that's been really, it's almost at that point where I'm like, oh, that feels like this is where I'm meant to be.
Something. And isn't that exciting when that happens?
Very.
Like that feeling.
Yeah.
You can't explain it until you're in it.
Yeah. So then, okay, so you had your one speaking thing where you're like, okay, this is it. This feels amazing. So what was the next step after that? Because you ended up, I remember seeing you post about an event that you were going to do, and I was like, oh my God, I'm desperate to be at this.
You have always been such a fan of Pass Around the Smile from the beginning.
Yeah.
From the very beginning. And please know like how much I appreciate that.
Oh, bless
because
you,
it just means the world.
I'm so glad. But I think what you've created, it's so good. It's so nice. It's so like I'm saying very simple words, but that's what it makes me feel like.
That's how I want to make people feel.
I see it and it just is like, it's hope. That's what it is.
Yes.
It's hope.
Yes.
It's like something that can take away a little bit of that darkness.
Yes.
Which is it's so aptly named as well, like Pass Around the Smile. And you do. I think like I'm kind of rambling here now because I ended up doing one of your manifesting courses. But before you did your manifesting course, you went and you did an event. An event.
Yeah. So it was like I remember. So after that talk, I, so elated. I was like, couldn't believe how I felt. And then it was like the next couple of days I came down from that high and fear like smacked me in the face. And my ego was like, you can't do this. Who are you to get up and speak about this topic? You haven't been to uni. Like that was a limiting belief from when I was younger. You're not smart enough because, you didn't go to uni or whatever. And I was like, I can't do this. And all the limiting beliefs in the world came over me and I went back into that hole for a little bit. And then I was like, universe, I need a sign. Like I need the clearest sign, and I chose a whale. I need the clearest sign. I feel like I want to do my own Pass Around the Smile event. I'm full of fear. Just show me the sign if I'm meant to do it. I was desperate.
Yeah.
And it was a couple of days later and I would always walk from like my house to this point at the beach. And it was the same walk I would do all the time. But for some reason, and I wasn't thinking about the sign or anything like that, but some reason I took a detour and I went down this other street and I ended up at the beach like 2.5 Ks from where I would have ended up.
Yep.
And there were these 2 whales playing so close into shore. You could not even make up how close they were to shore. And everyone was on the deck talking about whales and what they mean spiritually, and look at these whales, and we're taking photos and I'm chatting with strangers and I'm so excited about the whales. But in my mind, I'm like, I know that pass around the smile is something now.
Yeah.
So I went home, I created the Facebook event. I was full of fear, but I did it anyway, as we have to do. And I created my first event and it sold out. And it was mostly my family and friends. But then I had another one, and then I had another one, another one, another one. And then I branched out into courses, and I created my first Oracle deck, which I now have 4 of. And it's like what I do now, I just can't. If you had told 15-year-old Cleo, you are going to get so much fulfillment and joy out of something that is not acting, I would not have believed you. Even 25-year-old Cleo in LA.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, God, yeah.
Wouldn't have believed and wouldn't have been willing to give up acting. Not that I've given it up, but my priorities have changed so much.
Drastically.
And my boundaries and rules with what I will say yes and no to in the industry. And I feel so powerful to be able to do that now. Mm-hmm. It's just changed so much, and it's all come from I had little to no self-worth.
Yeah.
And now I have self-worth.
Yeah.
And self-worth, I think, changes everything.
Yeah. It's major, isn't it?
Huge.
I love that. It is such the priorities that come into play like once you've found purpose in something else. It's so wild. I think for me, again, as I was saying, career-wise, it's still not, I haven't reached my peak of being like, oh, I feel like I'm making enough of an impact. But with being a mum, and I've spoken about this on the pod before, where I have this insane amount of fulfillment. I feel like nothing else comes close to being this important. And so sometimes I get auditions through, and back in the day, never in my life would I have ever thought that I would say no to any audition for anything.
Yeah.
And now I look at them and I think oh, this probably isn't right for me right now. And I'm just like,
how empowering is that?
It's so wild, because never in my life would I ever been like, I could never say no to a casting director. Like, what would they think of me? Mm-hmm. And that was the thing. Even if I thought I wasn't right for the role, even if I thought that I'm not going to get this, or I don't like this, or I don't particularly want to be in this. I was just like, oh, I have to do this.
Yeah.
This is my job. It's
I was exactly the same.
Didn't matter about what I was necessarily passionate about or wanting to do. I just, I had to please a casting director in case they didn't end up liking me because I said no.
Yeah.
And I think I still have a little bit of that fear, but at the same time, the importance is not on that anymore. It's is it right for my family right now? If I got this job and I left Isla, is that right?
Yeah.
If I had to go and film for a month in, New Zealand, is that right for me at this time?
Are you willing to sacrifice?
Yeah. So it's so interesting, and it's, so empowering to be able to be like, no, not for me at the moment. Oh, and then the ones that you do get through and you're just like, oh yeah, you get excited by them. It's like, yeah, this feels good. I'm keen to do this one. But even still, the desperation just isn't there anymore.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about when I did your manifestation course. So it was your first course, I think, that you held, and I was so excited for it. And I was living in LA, and it was around the time that in one of the past episodes of the podcast, I'd spoken about being kind of at my lowest, and I was meditating every day. I was doing my cards every day. I had the Pass Around the Smile, your very first deck that you put out. I had that. I was doing those cards every single day. Anytime career came up, I was like, oh, it's happening. It's going to happen. And it came up a lot.
Yeah.
And I was manifesting. I was doing your guided meditations as well. And then your guided manifestations. I did your manifestation course, and I was so excited because I was like, I'm going to learn how to manifest, and I'm going to get my dream acting role. Yeah. And doing your course, I learned so much, and I was like, oh, I'm in my own way.
Yep. I got to get out of my own way.
But I think the thing was, I didn't get out of my own way. I never learned how to get out of my own way. I think I didn't do enough work into it to be able to get out of my own way. I think the desperation held on too much. But in that manifestation course, you had some incredible manifestation stories. And I want our listeners to hear some of them because they are so cool. So tell us some of your very favorite manifestation
I know the one I'm going to share.
Stories.
I know the one. It's my favorite one. And it's my favorite one because I feel like while I tell the story, I can also take your listeners through a little, almost a mini manifestation lesson because like you can manifest in so many different ways, but if you're just learning how to use the law of attraction, sometimes it's nice to have some little steps to follow. So this manifestation in particular, I guess I can kind of take you through some steps. So I'll do that one.
Yeah.
And it's probably like one of my biggest and best manifestation stories.
I think I know which one it is as well, but I'm really excited.
Okay, so I am obsessed with Beyonce. I like to be called Cleonce, just for context. And I saw that Beyonce was headlining Coachella and I was going to be in LA. Obviously, of course, I was going to go.
Absolutely.
So my friend Olivia and I, we were getting the tickets and, obviously it's hard to get tickets to Coachella. I think 100,000 people attend and 1 million people probably want to go. But we got the tickets. That wasn't a manifestation in itself. That was just the very beginning.
Yeah.
So what I did is in that moment after we had got the tickets and we just like felt so incredibly excited and amazing, I was vibrating so high. That's when I knew I had to ask because when you're vibrating high, like when you're feeling good, when you're in alignment, and basically that just means the days where you just feel like you're floating, things are just going right. Like things might happen that would usually annoy you, but they just don't seem to bother you.
Yep.
Yeah. Those days, that's when you want to ask for what you want and you want to ask loudly and boldly and clearly because sometimes I find that a lot of us whisper what it is that we want because we're actually we're scared of success.
Yeah.
We're scared of change or we're scared of disappointing ourselves or failing or judgment or rejection. So we stay safe.
Yeah.
We let fear stop us. But anyway, so I asked, I was like, universe. And again, you don't have to believe in the universe. It's energy. The law of attraction is just energy attracting energy. So
which has also been proven, right?
Yes,
like scientifically. Yeah.
There is so much science that backs the law of attraction. Like it can seem so woo-woo because the law of attraction says ask, believe, receive.
Yeah.
So we know that the law of attraction is just energy attracting energy and I felt so damn good and excited. So I was going to use it. That's what you want to do. You want to use the energy. So I said, universe, thank you for helping me be at the front row of Beyonce's set at Coachella. And then it was a few months till Coachella. So in the lead up, I would visualize. So we know that when we visualize, our minds cannot tell the difference between what we are imagining and what we are experiencing in real life. And that also has been scientifically proven. Like they hook athletes up to I don't know what they're called, but all the machines and they measure their brain activity. But what they do is they get them to just close their eyes and visualize themselves running a successful competition and they stimulate the same brain regions that they do when they are actually performing the activity. So it goes visualization is so powerful.
And is it the same thing with visualization that you have to do it? It's better to do it on the days where you are vibrating high, where you're feeling good.
Look, it would be more powerful 100%, but don't not visualize just because you're having a bad day.
Yeah.
But the key is you want the visualization to feel good and feel exciting because if it's feeling forced or if it's feeling yucky, there's something wrong and it's not going to work. For years, my visualizations around acting, they felt forced, they felt yucky and I would just keep going on them because I was like, no, this is the law of attraction. I'm going to force this role into my life. And it just doesn't work like that.
Not quite work.
But also what I was saying before about the asking is that I think we ask quietly. So it's about when you're visualizing as well, you need to visualize as if you have received it. You are in that moment. And why? Because you bloody deserve it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't feel like you're worthy and deserving of your dream, you're not going to manifest it.
Yeah.
And for this one, for me, it was quite easy because I was like, I believe I'm worthy and deserving of this because I'm Beyonce's biggest fan. I've spent a lot of money chasing the woman around the world and I deserve this. So I was full in belief. So, and that's the thing, like practice using the law of attraction with something that you believe is easy.
Yeah.
Because then if you know that you can attract that, you can literally attract anything in the world because everything in the world is just energy.
Yeah.
But if you see something as big and hard to attract, it's going to be big and hard to attract.
Yeah.
You see it as far away, it's going to be far away. If you put someone on a pedestal or an experience up high, it's going to take years or a lot of money to attract.
Then it's
going to do that.
Yeah.
But if you believe that it's easy, if you believe that it's going to be fun, that it's worth it.
And that comes down to as well the paradigms that you were kind of talking about that like you create in your manifestation course.
Oh yeah.
And that's because that's something that I think for me, like having a huge, acting role in America, like for me, it seems like that's so hard to get, right? Like that is so far off. It would be something that, I think that all the work that I've put into it, all the money, all the things that I've put into this career, like I deserve it. But I also believe that it's like so hard to get because it's like you look at the amount of people that are actors and then you look at the people who are auditioning for things and who gets the role, and it is that part of the brain that has the thought process of like, oh no, that is hard to get.
And like how many times have you been told it's a tough industry, be careful out there.
Yeah.
For people who probably care and mean well.
I say it
but
all
then
the time.
You say
it's a tough industry.
Because it's a protective mechanism, right? You're like, I really, really want this, but it's a tough industry.
Yeah.
So like I'm trying to protect myself by saying it's a tough industry. It's okay, if you don't get it. But what you are doing in the meantime is you're completely blocking your manifestation because you can do all the visualization in the world. But if deep down you have a paradigm or a limiting belief that's contradicting what it is that you want, boom.
Yeah.
It's not possible. The energies don't align.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I kind of got off track then. Sorry.
We could talk for hours on just manifestation. But
so you were talking about Beyonce and you visualized, you were doing your visualizations.
And I want to say this part is important because it's not like I was visualizing every day. I wasn't doing it for hours. It should never be hard work. Manifestation should be fun, should be effortless. So every now and then when she'd come up on my Spotify, which granted was a lot, but I would visualize myself at the concert front row.
Yeah.
When I was lying in bed at night, every now and then when it felt good, I would literally I'd put you're probably going to think I'm crazy. Oh, you won't. Others won't. Who knows? I would imagine the bar in my hands because I knew that if I was holding onto a bar, I was at the front of the mosh pit.
Yeah.
I was at the front. I would feel something in my hands. Like that's how strong the visualization got.
Yeah.
I would see Beyonce so close to me that I would get the shivers. I would get little tears in my eyes. And this is what, when you're visualizing, you want to create.
Yeah.
Like you need to create the feeling you would receive if you had your desire right now. So like if it's love, if you're wanting to manifest love, you would feel loved. You would feel, maybe you'd feel free. Maybe you'd feel secure. So feel the feelings, create the feelings. If you got offered the promotion, would you feel powerful? Would you feel proud? Imagine yourself telling your parents. Imagine yourself like telling your friend that you got the promotion. Whatever you need to do to create that feeling, do not underestimate how bloody powerful your mind is. Like it is. Anyway, I digress. Again, I could just talk about this for so long. But okay, so I'm visualizing. It comes basically up to Coachella.
Yeah.
And the fears start to come in because I had been also acting as if, which is a big part of, manifestation. So I'm acting as if that I've already created it. So I'm telling people, I'm going to be at the front row of Beyonce. And sometimes people are like, oh yeah, cool sis, like whatever. And then sometimes people would be like, oh, how?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, shut up. I'm just,
don't ask me how.
They're
It's
like,
just,
do you have like a VIP ticket? And I'm like, no, but like just what so, these thoughts are coming into my mind where I'm like, if I don't get this, I'm going to be heartbroken. Like I want this so bad. I'm also going to be humiliated because I've told people about it. We got to Coachella and my friend Liv, I had told her I'm manifesting this and she was like, sure. Didn't know what manifestation was and just coming along with me for the ride. And we went to go check out, the mosh pit, and what we realized was there was this huge section that you couldn't access. So even if we got to the front, we would be at the front of like a further back section.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden it was like my dreams were crushed.
Yeah.
But we were there organising where we'd go, how long we'd wait. We were going to just if we need to pee ourselves at the front, we'll pee ourselves. Like this is how we're doing it. We're going to get there. We're going to talk to this person. And then I said, Liv, stop. We are getting in the way of the universe's plan. I am doing everything I teach my smileys not to do. We're literally controlling the process. And I now know that when we give up the need to control, life flows with us instead of against us.
Yeah.
So I was like, Liv, let's go watch this other band. And she's like, what do you mean? She's like so scared I was being so relaxed. And I was like, we need to surrender. It's time to surrender because
Was Beyonce on stage at this point?
No,
Surely
no,
not.
God,
okay.
no, God,
but you
no.
were just at the stage.
It was literally
that
like
Beyonce
4
was
hours
gonna be.
before. This is how like serious I was about getting there, waiting, getting, had it all planned out.
Yep.
But the thing about manifestation is the plan is not up to us.
Yeah.
We have to let go. We have to trust that the
come to
universe has a
you.
better plan.
Yep.
We got to get out of the way, stop controlling, stop being so desperate.
Yeah.
So we went and watched this other band and just started enjoying our night. I would like to say I completely forgot about it. Of course I didn't, but I did surrender. I did let go and I decided to trust that the universe and my nan and everyone had it under control. And then we got this call from my roommates at the time and they said, come meet us at this pole. So we went and met them at this pole and they were holding up these green wristbands. And they said, we've just been given artist guest passes. We know how much you need to be at the front of Beyonce. Slip them on your wrists and go in and enjoy your night. So artist guest passes, let me just say, they're not VIP passes. They're artist guest passes. So the artist is Beyonce. I'm her guest at this point.
Oh my God.
I run in. We actually managed to smuggle the wristbands back to Melina and Candace because
So they
I
could
was
get them. How did they get them?
the universe. I
Gave
don't
them-
know. I still actually, I do know it was a friend that we like. They knew more than I. He got them somehow, and he was like, "Here you go." Like who just give, and apparently you can't even just buy them. And even if you do have access to buy them, like maybe you're Jay-Z's brother or something, they're like $3,000. Like
Whoa.
they're so expensive. US. So I run to the front. I hold on to the bar, burst into tears. Rihanna right there, like next to me. Beyonce's mum, Tina. Hi, Tina. And then Jay-Z sipping a bottle of Verve right in front of me. Watching his wife slay on stage.
Stop it.
And then
This is like, I've heard this story before and it's still the best thing ever.
Do you know what was the coolest bit though? Was like when she was there and she was performing, and of course I had like the best night of my life. I mean, can't really say that anymore now that I've been married and I've had my baby and all of that, but one of my best nights of my life, I had lived it so many times in my head. Like that's what was wild for me. Like that's when I was so sure I created that exact moment that was could have been so hard to get there. If I believed that it was hard to get there, I wouldn't have got there.
Yeah.
But I actually genuinely believed it could happen. And when she was there performing, it was a really surreal experience because I was like, I've lived this so many times in my head. And that's when I knew how powerful the law of attraction is. And I just knew I had to share it further with the world. And that's when Pass Around the Smile really took off because I was like, nah, this is crazy.
This is nuts.
This is nuts. Yeah.
Oh, I love that so much. Like I get tingles when I think about it. It's so special. And that's only like one of the many manifesting stories that you have as well. Like it's really, really amazing. I think as some of the students, do you call them, I suppose, that you've had or people that have been a part?
I call them my smileys now.
Your smileys, like even, their reviews of your manifestation courses and everything, like just there's so many people that you are helping and that you're getting, like you're giving hope to, which is just so special. And you've got like this incredible array as well of like card decks and journals and meditations, and now you also have your podcast as well. And there's a few episodes in there that I've actually saved because I'm desperate to listen to them, and I've not yet listened to them, but I'm so excited. You've had some incredible guests on. You've spoken about some amazing things. How have you found, like in terms of starting a podcast as well, like was that just a natural progression, and where and how and why?
Do you know what's so crazy, and I think this will be interesting for your listeners, is that for me, Pass Around the Smile, everything that came with it, whether it's the cards or the podcast or my journals or meditations, whatever, has been so effortless. Don't get me wrong. I work so hard. Like I work really, really hard, but I work passionately hard. That me compared to the acting version of me, it's just that acting dream back then, as I mentioned before, was so wrong for so many reasons. Like I wanted it to prove to others that I could do it. I wanted it because I was jealous. I wanted it to prove to myself that all the hard work was worth it. it was just, I was forcing a dream for all the wrong reasons. Then when I finally found this weird calling that I never knew would be my calling, everything just happened so easily. And as I said, I still work really hard, but the podcast, the decks, the opportunities that open up in front of me, they just come.
Yeah.
And it feels so right.
Because it's also aligned.
It's
just
so aligned.
Yeah.
And now, like, I'm using so much of my acting experience through what I do as well, which is so nice to know, like, no, it wasn't wasted, Cleo, because of course, and like I've done like years of like therapy now to talk through what I felt, you know, in those acting years, because I held a lot of resentment toward the acting industry, toward people in the acting industry.
It's
and I was
hard
just
to not have resentment when like there's so much sort of pain and rejection associated with it.
Yeah. And like even Mum and I were talking in the Uber here, like remember when you and I were in LA, and the one thing actually I remember you and I both talking about was something that we could not stand in LA was the dishonesty.
Yeah.
And I went to this agency once and he was like, he was like, you are a prodigy. You are
Next
the best
big thing.
next big thing,
Yeah.
the best thing I've ever seen. I'm going to take you to this event. I'm going to get you in front of this casting director. I've never met someone like you. I'm so impressed by like this particular self-tape that you did and blah, blah, blah. And I left, I got on the phone to Mum and Luke and I was like, he's going to sign me. Like this is like, wow, I've never been. And then that next minute, my manager messages me and he's like, this agent, he doesn't want to take you. It's a no. And I was like, but what do you mean?
Yeah.
I just wasn't used to that level of dishonesty.
Yeah. It's so hard.
And like, I just couldn't deal with, I don't even know what the word is for it.
it's the bullshit.
The bullshit. That
The
is the
absolute
word.
bullshit.
And it just happened so many times with
Mm.
casting agents, with directors, with managers, like getting dumped, getting like my H2O residuals stolen by like agents, and just so much crap in the industry where I just felt so used.
Yeah.
And so much of that came out in therapy, and so much of that I like to teach people how to deal with now, because everyone goes through parts of that in different industries as well, and in life itself. And it's like we all deserve to be truly, deeply happy, not just happy enough. And I think so many of us just become comfortable with being happy enough. You and I did it for so long. We were like, but no, we got a good family. We have fun on the weekends. It's okay.
It's okay.
It'll be fine.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth it.
It'll be worth it.
It'll be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's definitely. And so you've had such success with your business, and then you also have such a beautiful husband and now your beautiful baby girl. In terms of when she was born, did you find there was a thing of like, oh, what do I care about more? Not that you would care more about your business than your child, but like, was there a difference? Because as I kind of said with acting and stuff, my priorities are so different.
Yeah.
And it's just so not that important to me anymore with certain things when it comes to Isla. And because you're so passionate about this job that you have, did you feel conflicted about going back to work? What was that all like?
So acting-wise, it was before Indigo came along that I let a lot of that go, and it felt so freeing. The most freeing thing that I've ever done is, get therapy and actually let go of, as I said, a lot of that resentment. So when I had Indigo, it wasn't the acting side of things. It was all Pass Around the Smile that created the pressure and the stress and the mum guilt and all of that. I really struggled with the balance. Really struggled with the balance. And I think one thing that was really hard for me was before I got pregnant, I was so spiritually in tune that I knew exactly when I felt something, why I was feeling it. I knew exactly what was coming, when to take an opportunity, when to say no. I was so aligned and focused and clear. Then I got pregnant. I got hyperemesis. I was so sick.
What's hyperemesis?
Hyperemesis is like basically extreme pregnancy sickness.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you poor thing.
Oh my God. So like
Far
the
out.
most low I've ever felt in my life, the first trimester of pregnancy. I couldn't leave the house. I lost so much weight.
Wow.
I everything was awful. Like I couldn't eat, I couldn't work, I couldn't socialize, I couldn't do anything. I was meant to feel grateful for this baby that was healthily growing inside of me. But how can you feel grateful when you literally, it's like you've had gastro. I know you've had gastro. You're in your poo era.
It's my worst nightmare. Yep.
Imagine having gastro for 4 months straight.
I cannot imagine.
That's hyperemesis.
Yeah.
And it was so scary. All my spirituality was taken away from me because I couldn't meditate, let alone I couldn't even read a book. I was that dizzy. I was that sick. I couldn't drive a car.
Oh, you poor thing.
It was so awful. And I remember just feeling so empty and like nothing. I think what the scariest part was like, of course I couldn't feel like joy and happiness, but I also couldn't even feel angry. There was just nothing there. I was a shell of myself.
Yeah.
So anyway, thankfully in my last trimester, I got a little bit of health back and I was able to meditate and get spiritually in touch again, which led to the most crazy spiritual transformation of my life, which was my birth. Still get shivers even thinking about the world that I went to. Like literally went, you know how they say you go up to the stars to collect your baby?
Yeah.
Like I did that and I was with my nan who died when I was one.
The biggest shivers ever.
Honestly,
that's beautiful.
Alicia, anyway, that's going to be another story because it could go for so long. But I was surrounded by this purple light, which I then realized was indigo light.
Tell the story.
Do you really?
I want to hear the story. We've got time.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I was manifesting my birth, and because I was so spiritually in touch toward the end of my pregnancy, after lots of visualization, I guess received this like spiritual download of the 21st or 22nd I would have my baby on. And that was a week early than my due date.
Right.
And on the 21st, I went into natural labor.
Oh my God.
And we're good with TMI on this podcast,
Oh
aren't we?
yeah,
We're
so
fine.
good with
Okay,
TMI.
great. I was bleeding everywhere. So a lot of blood, really scary way to go into labor.
Yeah.
Not what I envisioned.
No,
not what I
very
manifested.
scary. Yeah.
Went straight to hospital, quickly found out that the bleeding was absolutely okay. Everything was fine. Okay. But because I was so scared and because it wasn't in my plan of like laboring at home and all of that, I guess I was taken out of that, spiritual state that I'd worked so hard to be in. And then, so that was 8 p.m. on the 21st. It was 3 p.m. the next day and nothing had changed. I was still 3 centimeters dilated, which was what I was at when I got to the hospital. And then they were like, look, we think you'd probably progress at home. Do you want to go home? And everything in me was like, I can't go home because it's the 22nd. And I knew I was having her on that day.
Yeah,
I don't know why. It was the strongest feeling. I knew. So I knew why I hadn't progressed because I was, I was a bit everywhere. So I went and I sat down. I put Luke's noise cancelling headphones on. First of all, I put Beyonce on because I needed to raise my vibration. My vibration rose, let me tell you, and then I put a meditation on and I came back to myself. And this moment still to this day just reminds me of the power of our mind and what our minds can literally do to our bodies. Like it's just, and again, there's so much science behind that with like sickness and it's just incredible. Like our minds, oh my God, it's just so exciting. I'm so passionate about it. So in that moment I meditated and boom, we went outside, contractions 2-3 minutes apart. Oof. I got checked. Within an hour, I was 6 centimeters dilated and it just went like that. And at 11 that night, she came out naturally. It was an unmedicated birth. And of course, I'm lucky that everything went right and I was able to do that. But hypnobirthing and the power of my mind when I was transitioning, as I said before, they say you go up to the stars to meet your baby. I was in another universe. It was the most euphoric, incredible. I still can't believe I went through it. And I already believed in woo-woo stuff. I already knew there was more out there and that our minds are just so capable of creating anything. But this really confirmed it.
Yeah.
And I was in this purple light and I was with my nan who died when I was 1, yet I was so close to her in that moment. It wasn't her, but it was like an energy, a light.
Yeah.
And she gave me my baby.
Oh.
And I realized that once indigo came out, that purple light was indigo light.
That's amazing.
And it was just surrounding me. And when
Did you have the name Indigo already picked out?
When Luke and I were 17. we
Stop.
picked the name.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, Luke was 18. I was 17. We'd had it for so long.
Oh my God.
And but what happened, like,
were you feeling, so you were, you'd gone up to the stars, you were in this whole kind of world.
yeah.
Were you still feeling the pain of the contractions, or were you in just, because you said euphoria, like to
Yeah.
me, I didn't feel
euphoria.
euphoric. Like I
Yeah.
was in lots of pain. However, I was in another world. Like it didn't feel like I was all there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredible, hey. It's like you're not quite there.
Yeah. But were you feeling pain?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No,
like one of those
I'm
people
not
that
one of those
orgasms
ladies that
during
orgasm
birth.
during birth. No. God, no. For that moment, the transition, I don't think I was in pain, to tell you the truth. But this could have been like a 3-second thing. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
It felt like it was half an hour because it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think it was probably pretty quick, and it was
Right.
probably in between a contraction. But then when it came to like the pushing stage, oh God, I was screaming the hospital down. Like, yes, I did hypnobirthing and I learnt how to scream low and like all the things. But don't get me wrong. Like, I remember being in labor being like, how am I not dead? Like this pain, like the fact that a woman can feel that amount of pain and not die. What do you mean?
It's insane. I had a similar birth. I had an unmedicated birth, and like I remember the same thing of being like that, like just have the low screaming and stuff. But funnily enough, for me, when I started pushing, I didn't feel the pain of the contractions anymore.
How crazy is that?
That was like that pain of that was gone.
How crazy, because you think the end is going to be the most painful. And I remember being told about the ring of fire.
Oh, yeah.
And like when you feel the ring of fire, the baby's coming out, don't just push to get it over with. It's like a lot of women have that reflex of, and that's when you really badly tear. Just wait, just breathe. And
How hard is it?
So freaking hard.
Yep.
But I don't know how, but I was able to do it through what I learned.
Wow.
And the area goes numb. Your body produces a natural anesthetic if you just stay in that moment, and the area literally went numb. And then I've told friends about it, and they've since done it and tried it, and they're like, they can't believe it's actually a thing that happens.
Interesting. For my next birth, I'll have to try.
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Because we had to get Isla out.
Yeah,
so I had
fair.
to end up getting an episiotomy because her heart rate was not coming back up. She
baby
had her
girl.
umbilical cord wrapped around her neck 3 times. So that was
my God.
Yeah, she was fine. It was so fine. But it was just like, it would be very interesting to feel that. That would be so.
And the fact that you did that unmedicated with all that stress.
It was a whole
like
thing.
that.
But
Is,
it was like,
women are amazing.
So that's amazing. I love this birth story. That's phenomenal. And then like once she was out, it was just phenomenal.
I am so lucky, and I know that a lot of women don't have the same experience, which breaks my heart. And I am so lucky. And I did, because I had such a hard pregnancy, I was able to just relish in the fact that I was like, no, I deserved this.
Yes.
Because sometimes don't you think when things go really well for you, sometimes you're scared to share them, or you don't want to make other people feel like inferior,
Yeah.
But I honestly, I still think about it. I actually mourn my birth, even though, and like I said to you, I thought I was going to die from the pain, but it was like the best night of my life. Like I want to do it again.
Yeah.
Because I've never felt that spiritually in tune before. And this story is coming way back to what we were talking about, which was after birth, I became so spiritually frustrated.
Right.
Because I just was like, well, what's the point in meditating or journaling? And this is me, the owner of Pass Around the Smile, being very honest. I couldn't do it anymore because I was like, what's the point? I can't reach that point that I reached in birth, so I'm not even going to try.
Wow. Yeah.
And then that went on for quite a while postpartum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, not an unusual thing as well, because you're making such a huge transition from like maiden to mother, and it's a whole loss of identity of who you were before as well. Like there's figuring out who you become after having a baby. It's such a huge adjustment. It's such a huge
enormous
change. And like, I think you were saying like that 18-month mark of starting to feel a little bit more like yourself. Like for me, it was a similar thing. 18 months to 2 years was when I was like, oh, okay, I can start sort of feeling a little bit like me again. And like, not necessarily the old me, but just the new version of me. Like, so
it takes a long time.
It's a
like
long
they say it
time.
takes 2 years for a women's hormone, like a women's. Wow, we've been talking for a while. Women's hormones to go back to normal. So it makes sense. But it's just, I wasn't ready for the enormity of postpartum. I feel like everyone talks about birth and pregnancy a lot, and I was really prepared for that. Well, pregnancy not so much because I wasn't expecting that.
Not that.
But like, yeah, when, I don't know, postpartum, that first 12 weeks, my God, wow.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's very big. We are getting towards the end, but I do want to quickly circle back. I do recall you at some point telling me that you auditioned for Dance Academy. I really want to hear this story.
I just like, oh my God. Okay, so it was the worst, most humiliating audition of my life.
Stop.
And I've never told the story. And I just think this is just a universal moment that I was brought here today.
For this story.
Yeah.
I'm so ready. Please.
What was the year? Because
The year
as we
was
know, I don't remember years.
2019. No, sorry, 2009.
Wow. Yeah, I was like, hang on a minute. 2009. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I was in grade 11. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. So I grew up dancing on a Friday for an hour, just to give you a little bit of a rundown. So like I thought I was a dancer, but like compared to girls like you who danced, what did you do? Like
I danced a lot, and I danced at one point 6 days a week.
There you go.
For hours on end each day.
Yeah, well this gal thought she was a dancer.
Yeah, bless you.
Yeah, bless me.
Well, I mean, look, not that you weren't,
yeah.
but
And I also never done ballet in my life.
oh,
It was hip hop, right? It was hip hop and jazz for an
okay.
hour on a Friday.
Yep.
Anyway, so my agent, I think Jeffrey kind of helped me out. So Jeffrey Walker, which I know you girls have talked about here on the podcast
phenomenal
before.
man. Yep.
He was the director of H2O, also direct Dance Academy, legend, all-round great human. I think he helped me out to get an audition. And I remember reading the brief and it being like, you it's ballet and you've got to be on point. And I was like, what's point?
Oh.
Okay, sure. So we went to a ballet teacher, paid her for an hour on the Wednesday to show me how to go on point shoe.
Stop.
And the audition was, I think, on that Friday, like 2 days later.
Yeah.
So I learnt in an hour to go on point. Did I learn?
Oh.
And the audition, rocked up to the audition to these beautiful, beautiful
Because it was
ballerinas.
a cattle call audition,
It was like,
for a
yeah.
ballet class. Yeah.
For your listeners, it was like a huge dance studio. There was like, I'm going to say like over 100 girls. Like there was so many
big
girls
classes,
in tutus. Like you were wearing tutus and leotards. I came in tights and like
darling.
I was holding the point shoes because still didn't know how to wear them.
So you went and you bought point shoes as well.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I think I hired
Bless
them.
you, darling.
I think I hired them.
You hired? Oh.
Yeah.
Darling.
And then because don't you have to get them like fitted to your feet and
Yeah.
stuff? Yeah. So didn't do that.
Yep.
Walked in and there was like a French ballet teacher shouting out French words.
Oh.
Which you would probably know that's what happens apparently in ballet classes.
Yeah.
And you were all like following and doing these beautiful moves. And I'm looking at, there's like a panel, right? Do you remember?
Yeah.
There was
a full panel.
Panel.
Did you audition up in Queensland or did you come down to Melbourne?
Queensland.
Yeah.
Oh, you did
I
the
was in
Melbourne
Melbourne.
auditions.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah, the Queensland
But
audition.
there was a full panel
Full
and lots
panel.
and lots of,
including Jeffrey and Sam, who
Yep.
I knew very well and worked with them for like 4 years. So embarrassing. I saw Jeffrey's look. I saw him watching me trying not to laugh and I'm looking at him being like, fuck you. So I don't know what this French lady's saying. I'm trying to copy everyone. I'm trying to go on my point shoes that I've just learned. I'm like falling over. Like
it was a full ballet class.
Ballet class that you had to follow as the audition with this panel, with people I knew that I worked with professionally. And then after that, I remember they're like, oh, now you get to do a solo and show us what you can really do. And I was like, oh, this is where I can show them what I can really do because I'm a hip hop dancer.
Yes.
And I'm Cleonce. But I wasn't. Like I was like a lanky, didn't have much movement in my hips.
Yeah.
And I think I just went like hard 30 seconds to like LMFAO or something. And
Sweetheart.
honestly, Alicia, wow. Didn't get a call back. Are you surprised? I was so mad.
Genuinely shocked.
Oh, it's the worst.
I don't know. I honestly don't know how I got a call back. I was not a good dancer. But I
Righto.
No.
Righto.
I love that. I'm really
Yeah.
sorry that it was an embarrassing experience. I'm sure there's like video footage of it somewhere because they also recorded everything. So I'm
Oh my God, that
dying.
actually makes me feel sick.
Call out to Jeff and Sam if you have any of the footage
wanna
from the
cry.
audition process. I'm dying to see it.
I want to cry.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing. This has been such a beautiful, like, full circle
moment. I feel like we only scratched the surface, but
we really
I
have.
loved every
Yeah.
minute of it.
Thank you so much for coming on. At the end of each episode, we do like to give a little bit of homework, or what we like to call dream work, or a recommendation on something that you've been using, loving, watching, reading, any of the above. If you're not prepared for that, I will just give you my recommendation for this week. It is, so I have spoken about quite a lot on the podcast that I don't get many opportunities to wash my hair very much, right? I'm probably like a once every 2 to 3 weeks kind of gal, which I don't love, but sometimes this is what I deal with being a mum. I, for the longest time, would just do like one shampoo and one conditioner. I implore all of you to double shampoo your hair.
Oh,
It is amazing.
okay.
It's like a whole new level of feeling fresh and clean and smelling delicious. Like
Okay.
I think my hair was like clean. It didn't smell anymore, but like doing a double shampoo, it has been life-alteringly amazing. I do it. Do a double
Okay.
shampoo to all of you out there. If you do, great. And it might be one of those things where everyone's like, Alicia, what are you talking about? Everyone
I
double
haven't done it.
shampoos. But like, do it. It feels, it's, you have to have the time. And this is what another thing is. Like, you have to have the time to do this. It's not a quick thing. But like, God, it's good. I got out of the shower and I was like, this feels so nice. And I've been doing it ever since. I think maybe like a good few months now. But like, I really took note of it the other day, and I got my hair done again, and I was talking to the hairdresser about it, and he was like, gave me all like the science behind, what the shampoo does on the first wash and then the second wash and blah, blah. And I was like, oh, okay, it all makes sense now. So I don't have the specific science and words for you, team, but it's great. So do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, my recommendation might be like a thing that maybe non-mums do all the time, but also no, because I feel like you'd probably have a lot of non-mums listening who are just hard workers. But I have just been so full on when Indigo's at kindy. I'm like, I have to hustle because she's at kindy. So I'm like working so hard. I'm cleaning so hard. I'm replying to every message I can. It's just like go, go, go. And I'm exhausted at the end of the day. And I have done that now for the 6 months that she's at kindy every single day. But wait, what day is it today?
Today?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yep.
Yesterday. It's today.
It's today. Today's today.
I had the day to work and I really needed to work, but I decided to release the pressure, not work, not clean, not do any of the things on my to-do list. And I got in bed in my bra and undies under the sheets at midday and I ate a cupcake.
Oh, yeah.
And I just laid there and then I fell asleep.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
I woke up and I went back to sleep.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And the house was messy. I had things to do. But that time, that 3 hours that I spent in bed with that cupcake
oh, God.
and just sleeping on and off, napping, honestly, like I then came back at 100%. And I probably got all the things done that I needed to do at 100% rather than pushing through at 2%. So if you can just stop, I know like our to-do lists, they're just never going to be empty. So stop trying to get everything,
Stop.
I can't talk.
Just stop.
Just stop.
Just stop.
You're not going to get everything done, so just rest. I
I've had a
rested
very
yesterday and I feel
similar
amazing.
Recommendation a few weeks ago where I was like, if you can have a nap, have a fucking nap.
Yes.
It's so good. It's so, so good. I also want to give just a quick recommendation as well to check out Pass Around the Smile and all the incredible things that Cleo does. Listen to the manifestations. You can also, like, you've got a guided walking manifestation, or not a manifestation, a walking meditation where you can, like, you don't have to be sitting down and like trying to be in this meditative state that like if you're a person that cannot do it, like this meditation is so great. It's so beautiful. You've created so many different avenues for people to like find what they need within your own little world. So everyone check it out. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And brilliant. And you are phenomenal. Thank you so much for coming on. Love you so much.
Right back at you. Thank you for having me. This is amazing.
It's just been so lovely. So nice to just be together in the same room
I know.
rather than over social media. I'm coming up to Queensland. I got to move up there one day.
We'll have you.
We'd love it. I think the bell is about to ring. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We love you. Mwah.